Hey guys, this is Jamie Little Tallulah, and I am here to do a demonstration of the Tri-Blend markers from Spectrum Noir. This is using the blue, the True Blue Blend, it says up at the top. As you can see, I've already opened my package, but that's what it comes like. You have your Tri-Blend marker, and you have a little set of instructions. All right. And they come in multiple languages, so it gives you the little set of instructions. So you can see that. All right, let's get down to what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this MFT stamp, which is one of their new releases. And of course, you know, I had to have the coordinating die. I use the Spectrum Noir Finesse, which is alcohol-proof dye ink. I do recommend this, okay? Also, I did not use this, but I love this Nouveau Hybrid ink, which allows you to use watercolors and alcohol and so forth. They come in this small piece, small little package, and they come in a larger size for your basic colors. All right, so that's what I'm going to be using. I thought I would do a comparison between the Tri-Blend marker and the actual 3 markers in the color family. Okay, so my first thing that I want to say about this is if you already have all the Spectrum Noir markers, there's really no need to buy these because it's the exact same colors. There's no new colors. They're all the same. So that's the one thing right off the bat. All right, let's get into some comparison of the 2 pieces. So first off, let's compare the size of the marker. Here's your regular size marker. Right, and you see it's only a little bit more than a cap longer for the Tri-Blend, okay? Which also tells you that there's more ink in these originals than the Tri-Blend for each color, okay? Secondly, let's see. On here, they list the color, and they give you the numbers for the colors. So that is good that it has the numbers, okay? The bad part is on the tips. Here, let me see if I can just take the cap off. On the cap itself, it only tells you the color, okay? On the lids for these, they tell you the number. And to me, it's a much more helpful to have the number because the cap color is not exactly the color it comes out when you color it. So I like to have the number so you can tell the color families, okay? Now, granted, if you have this, you wouldn't necessarily need the color families because it's all in one. However, you don't have to just color with 3, you know, the 3 blends. I often like to skip numbers. So if this is 2, 3, and 4, to me, that's too close. So sometimes I like to go 2, 3, and maybe a 6. Okay, so you kind of need that number on your pen. All right, let's go to the next thing. So we talked about size and the labeling. The next thing is you will notice that the old markers have a chisel tip as well as a bullet tip. Okay. On the other hand, these only have bullet tips. So if you were going to try to color something with large areas, you don't have that option with these. Okay. Now, I've gone ahead and taken the lids off of both ends. You will notice that the colors are different. So you have the lighter color and then the darker color. Okay. You will notice that here is the lighter color. All right. And it is marked with light. Let's see if you can get that. So it does tell you it's the light TBN or TB. And then over here, it tells you all 3. But if you turn it, it tells you medium and then your dark. Okay. Now, let's talk about size again. This is probably a personal preference. However, if you have big man hands like myself, this is much easier to work with, right? Okay, it's much easier to work with. It's longer, whatever. Okay, now if we do the same thing, this is very small. Okay, so not thrilled about that. Now you could say, well, you could go ahead and put this back on and this back on, and then you have a longer pin. Now, to me, it's too long. It's like unbalanced. Like I said, that could just be personal preference. The other thing I will tell you that right off the bat that I know I don't like just holding this. One, it feels a little heavier. And like I said, it's a little off balance. Two, if you're coloring and going back between colors, this gets to be annoying. Let's take the lid off of this. Now I want the middle color, so I got to put my lid back on, take this off. What am I going to do with this? I could throw it down, but it's in the way. Oh, but now I need this color. Oh, so now I got to take that off. Okay. The other thing that happened, and it's oddly enough, it's not happening now, is when I first took this out the package, this happened. Of course, it's not going to do it now because I'm on camera. But what happened is when I opened this part stayed in here, and what you had was the opened in where you refill. Did not like that. Okay. So there you go. Those are my preferences as far as holding them and so forth. The other thing I don't like I said, is you have to go back and forth, opening and closing, whatever. Now, if I'm just working with these three, and I know I need a TB2 and a TB3, okay, I can open this one, set it down, open this one, set it down, right? I can just set them down. Now, you don't want to leave them open for a long time, but I can do that back and forth versus trying to undo my pen, which isn't, I don't like that. Okay. All right, let's talk about the coloring. These are relatively juicy, so it should be about the same, but let's go ahead and try. Let's see. I'm going to start with my light color. Now, the directions say start with your light, go to your dark, then your medium. I don't color like that. I go either light to dark or dark and then wherever I need to go. So we're just going to color her dress. We're not going to worry about the rest of her. So, excuse me. If I want the light in the middle, we're just going to have a middle light. So, see, right here. Now, notice how I have to keep going over this. And this isn't even a really large section. But and like I said, it feels weird. I don't like the way it feels because the pen is too big this way. And this is probably not going to be my best coloring. We just want to give you an idea how it works. Oh, actually, I wanted to put this extra piece in there. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so we have that. I don't know if you heard it sounded kind of scratchy. It feels awkward to me. So, you know, some people will be like, oh, well, it takes a used to getting used to it. I don't like it. I don't like the feel. Now, here, you'll also notice the color is different. Same number, but the color is different. So, I don't know about that either. All right, now, when I was talking about that, the other one doesn't have a bullet tip. The old ones do. So, this area right here, I can color much faster. Yeah. Okay. So, this tells you something as well, that the colors are supposed to be the same, but apparently they're not. Okay. So, there's that with the light color. All right. Let's try the medium color. So then we have to take all of this off. And now to me, this pen is too short. We'll go back over here. And, here. So, like I said, we're just going to go darker where it would be darker because of shadows. And this will not be my best coloring. We're just going to do a little bit. Okay. All right. Now, as far as the laying down of the ink itself, it's basically even, I think. All right. So there you go. You have to put that back in there. And now I'm going to use my TB. TB2s. And as you can see, the one says True Blue, and they're supposed to be the same color. And you can clearly see one is blue. Pull this up. One is blue, one has got a purple tint to it, and it's supposed to be the exact same color. So, yeah. All right, so just so you know, see, TB3, TB3. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and go in with the dark color and do that one. So True Blue, TB4. Now I have to say I do like the color. I do like this color blue, but I do not like that it's so far off of the other set of colors. All right, so now I'm just putting the really dark in, so it'd be really dark over here because there's all that cast shadow. It'd be dark here, dark there, dark under her waistband, dark under her face, dark under here, definitely there, a little bit of darkness there, and I'll put there more here. Okay, so we've got that blue. Let's go in with the darker one over here. I definitely like, now, see the problem? Now you've got this TB4, and it's more like this color. I'm going to put it over here on this edge. See what happened? So where you have a purpley tint, now you've got a bluer tint again. So, and my markers aren't dry, so it's not like they're drying out. Okay. So there's something issue with the formulation of color or something. All right, so you see that. All right, now I go back and use my lighter color. So I'm going to go ahead and use the light color of this one. So your TB2. What's wrong, boo? And this is where I would normally like to use my chisel tip. I don't have that option because they don't have a chisel tip. Now, once upon a time, I remember seeing somewhere where you could buy nibs and change the nibs, but to me, that's just extra hassle because I want to do this in this color. I don't want to have to change the nib to do a bullet point in the same chisel tip in the same thing. Okay, so there's your light, and then you go back to your light here. Let's see. Now I have the option of taking this side and using my chisel tip. Now, I can just easily put that back on, and now I can go back to my bullet nib. So, there you go. So that's just a quick demo of the two and so forth. So you can see right there, the colors are different, even though they're supposed to be the same. My overall final conclusions. If you only want, or only are going to do detailed coloring, so for example, I have this apple that I colored, which has small detail. If you're pretty much only going to do small detail coloring, I would think if you have small hands, and if you don't mind snapping and unsnapping and moving around your ink pens, the ink itself and the color day down is fine. I do like the color of this blue. Obviously, it does not match the previous color set. I would imagine that all the tri-blend pens are going to do the same thing. Okay. It does not have a chisel tip, so I don't like that. I don't like the fact that there's no number on the end. It's just the name of the color, which doesn't help if you're like me and you have all of the markers. So I don't like that. I don't like the size, which to me also means you're going to have to buy more refills more quickly, although they pretty much do last a while. And I would say this too, just as a refill caution, it's almost cheaper, and matter of fact, most of the time it is cheaper to just buy a new marker than it is to buy their refills, because their refills are expensive. Okay, so I don't really like this pen overall. I prefer using the original 3-color system. Okay, so that's just my 2 cents. Obviously, you could choose which one is best for you. And thanks for watching. So hopefully this helped. Goodbye.